it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. For those of you who don't know me, I am a UK-based independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So do remember, if you need any of the products that I feature in today's video, or indeed any other Stampin' Up! Products, you can always shop with me just by clicking the link in the description bar below. Today I am using the Capture the Good stamp set, which was the $1 Million Achiever, well technically actually the $2 Million Achiever stamp set for Tami White over in the US. She is the most fantastic photographer, so it kind of, why am I not surprised that she did a camera? This is even a case of a card that she did. She did a whole range of cards using her stamp set, as you can imagine, and this is one that she did which I found on Pinterest, so I thought I would give it a go. I'm going to change it up slightly this time. So this card was Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Balmy Blue, So Saffron and Blushing Bride, so all colours from the Subtle collection. But I'm now going to try it with the same sorts of colours. Ooh, I haven't put the sticker on there. From the Brights, so Mango Melody, sorry, Melon Mambo, Mango Melody, Pacific Point, Coastal Cabana and Gorgeous Grape. So let's get started. Pop my card there. I need a piece of Whisper White cardstock to start with. I've got my stamp already mounted up. Don't worry about dimensions, they will be on the website, which is linked below. There's a link to the associated blog post, and that's the one for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink up in Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to keep the same colours in the same place. I'm just changing the shade. So this is the mauve or purple, so that's going in the bottom left-hand corner. Give it a good press because it's got a lot of detail and you want all that detail to come through. So that's that one. Then I'm going to need to clean off between each colour because they are very, very different. If I'm using similar colours, so if I was using lots of yellows, I would start with the lightest and get darker and not necessarily bother to clean off. But I'm not doing that this time. So the next one I'm going to use is Coastal Cabana, and this time I'm going to stamp my camera upside down. And I'm doing this one next so that I can get the positioning for, that's quite crooked, but it'll be fine, for the positioning for the one that goes underneath. So, there we go. So as I say, this is Coastal Cabana, which is taking the place of Mint Macaron. I really enjoy changing up colour schemes, particularly if I'm doing a background, because you get such a completely different feel just by tweaking which colour family you're using. So this is Melon Mambo, which I haven't used in a long time and I must use it more. So this is going to sneak into the bottom corner here. Like that. But yes, it was a colour I used masses of a couple of summers ago and I seem to have not used it for a while. So that's not good. Right, Pacific Point next. And that's going to go there, and I want the bottom of my camera inked, and just there. There we go. And then finally Mango Melody. That's quite a dark colour, so I'm going to give it a really good clean just to make sure that I don't end up with Pacific Point going into my Mango Melody, because that would not be a good look. And this I need the right way up, and that's just going to fill that hole up in the top corner. There we go. So already you can see that it's a lot brighter, obviously. Right, so that's that. Then I've got a piece of basic black and my, I can never remember which is the Label Me Fancy and which is the Label Me Lovely, but I'm using both, and they will be listed in the items that I use, which is both below and over in on my website. And I haven't gone mad punching that from the middle of a piece of cardstock, because this is the mat. So the next bit that I need to do is the sentiment. So I've got a scrap of Whisper White, and I'm just going to add some embossing buddy. Oops, rather a lot of embossing buddy apparently. Blow some of that away, and I'm going to use the shimmer black embossing powder. Gosh, that went clean out of my brain. So I've got a scrap piece of paper for catching embossing powder. I need to ink up my stamp, which I'm using Smile again, and I'm inking it up with Versamark, and then just pop that over to the side, lift, and then I say this every time I use it, this is the only one I haven't got in a little pot. I really must resolve that and put it in a little pot. I'm sort of waiting for the retirement list to come out, just in case this retires. I will be very sad if it does, because I love it. But if it's retiring, I don't need it in a little pot, because I'll have to pop it away and only use it for personal use. It was introduced as part of the See a Silhouette suite in the annual catalogue, so that you can do silhouettes in glitter rather than just flat. So grab cheese board and heat tool. Now, if you don't already subscribe, please take the chance to subscribe by clicking the button in the bottom right hand corner. Do remember, I always answer questions if you put a question in the description bar. Okay, so that seems warm enough. There will be close-up photos on my website, which, as I say, is linked below. And do remember that whether you're in the UK or any of the European countries, you can also join my team. So we've got ladies, it is ladies. I only have ladies in my team, but not through any specific desire, it's just the way it's turned out. So I'm just coming in with my punch. But yes, if you are in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, I would be delighted to welcome you to my team. We do cover everywhere in the UK apart from Northern Ireland, and we do go into Europe as well. So, and I do most of my team stuff via Facebook Lives, although I'm going to start looking at maybe doing it a different way, because not all of my team are on Facebook. So I do need to start thinking about some other way of making sure everybody can join our team meetings. So I've stuck that onto my basic black punched piece, and I'm just taking a pair of scissors to chop across, and I can just make sure that's straight whilst the glue is just still a little tacky, and then straight across again, and that makes a nice little mat for the other punch. Okay, so adhesive on my basic black, and particularly when I've chopped a hole in the middle, I don't have an issue with putting the adhesive onto the piece of card that I'm sticking to, because obviously I don't want to put it in the middle here and discover that the glue is going nowhere. So pop that down. And then I've got a Whisper White card blank. This is just half a sheet of card. Do remember that all of the dimensions that you need will be on my website, and that is linked below. And I do give dimensions for North American cardstock as well as international A4. I work in A4, but I know that a lot of people who follow me are in Northern America, so you will be using letter, which is fine. Oops, nearly got that the wrong way up, because I do give you the dimensions in for North American cardstock as well. And I use, for international A4, I provide both imperial and metric measurements because I'm an imperial girl. So for me, I know what an inch looks like. I'm not so good at what a centimetre looks like. Right, I'm just taking the little shutter with the heart in the middle, and to echo the melon mambo, I'm going to pop that in the bottom corner, and I'm deliberately going slightly off. It looks more meant that way. So that, other than sticking the sentiment on, is our card for today. So a really quick card, not difficult to put together. Obviously you can change the colour scheme however you wish. And as I say, not an original project from me, it's one that Tami did. And I think it's gorgeous and great fun. So just pop that down there and we are done. So that's the bright version and that's the pastel version. Maybe I ought to do the regals next and see what that comes out with. Obviously the neutrals will be slightly difficult because we don't have the range of colours, but yeah, maybe I'll make another one and have that on my website. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. If you've enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. As I say, questions or comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you need any of the products that I've used today or any other Stampin' Up products and you're in the UK, you can shop 24/7 on my online store, which is linked below. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye!